macaroni cheese. But I know what we're like macaroni.
Okay, let's review our rug rules. Your listening ears are on. When I am talking, you will be listening. If you have a question, you raise your hand. And also want to make sure we listen so that we don't interrupt our friends or me or Miss Beeman. So let's use our listening ears. Okay, today I want us to start with, let's pinch our nose.
I did.
Let's wiggle your toes in your shoes.
We can't.
Wiggle them as best you. Okay, Miss Thompson is talking right now. Let's now think about your movie. Think about your favorite movie and the last time you saw it. Okay, your brain helps control your whole body, and your brain allowed you to be able to pinch your nose, and it let you wiggle your toes. Your brain was telling you how to do all that. So let's look for a moment about what we know about our brain. Let's start where our brain is located. I want everyone to point. Where's our brain located? It's up here. So let's think for a minute about what the brain does. Why do we need a brain? So what does our brain do? Think in your head. Omar?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Omar, what does the brain do for us?
Think.
It helps us think. That's right. And
Move.
now let's look at, are our brains different from someone else's brain?
Yeah. Yes.
Excuse me, one second. Let's think in our heads if our brains are different than someone else's brain. Vivian, is our brain different from other people's brains?
Yeah.
Vivian? I'm sorry, can you raise your hand? Is our brain different from your friend's brain? It is a little different. If you look at our faces are different. Everybody has a face, but it's still a little different. Let's think in your head. Think in your head. So, just like everyone has a brain, but it's just a little different. Like our faces are a little different. So let's explore ways we can take care of our brain. Now I'd like you to place both your hands on your head. You can feel something hard. That's called your skull.
I can your head.
Let's think in your head unless I ask you a question. That's called your skull. So let's go ahead and take it down. You can feel how it's hard. So now we have the skull and we also have our brain. And the skull helps protect that brain.
Yes.
Miss Thompson, listening ears right now. So I brought this in to show you. We're going to pretend that this bottle is your skull. And this egg is your brain. And an egg is fragile, kind of just like our brain. We need to be careful when we use it. So let's think in our head for a second. What will happen if I shake this bottle up? Let's think in your heads. Michaela, what do you think will happen? We're going to pretend this is our brain. What is going to happen if I shake that bottle?
The skull's gonna crack.
The skull will crack, or you think the brain will crack?
The brain.
Because the brain is the egg. All right, let's see what happens. If I was running up those stairs and I fell down and wiggled my head and it fell, oh, gracious. Broke my brain, didn't I?
Yeah.
So let's see what else. Let's see if there's something else in our head that can keep our brain safe.
What does it say? It says broke.
Listening ears. Listening ears. Now, I put water in here. Let's do a turn and talk and talk about what happens when your brain is surrounded by water. So a little turn and talk. What do you think will happen to the brain now that it's in the water? So let's see what's going to happen. Zion, what did you and your partner think would happen if I shake this now that we have the water in it?
It's not going to crack because there's too much gravity.
Right, or it kind of wiggles. Whoops, can you see? It kind of moves around in the water, doesn't it?
Bigger like a fish.
The water is like protection.
So this, we have our listening ears on right now. So this water that you have in your brain, it is called cerebro,
Flow.
in your head, spinal
What?
fluid. So I want you to say it after me. Cerebro,
Cerebro.
spinal fluid. Okay, let's say it together now. Cerebrospinal fluid. So now you have in your head, you have your skull, and you have that cerebrospinal fluid that helps keep your brain safe. So when you're doing everyday things like going to school, going to PE, walking upstairs, your skull and that cerebral spinal fluid will keep your brain safe. But when we do other activities, we need to do wear special things that would help keep us safe. So let's think, if we were riding a bicycle or if we were doing sports, excuse me, listening ears. Listening ears right now. Miss Thompson is talking. Jordan, can you think of a way, if you were going to ride your bicycle, could you think of what you could wear that would help protect your brain?
A helmet.
A helmet, exactly. Gerard, would you mind helping for just a second? Okay.
Wow.
We're going to pretend Gerard has a new bicycle, and he bought a helmet, just like he was supposed to.
You said it's plain.
I want to wear the helmet
Okay.
too.
So
Wow.
Listening ears right now. So Gerard, he's off riding his bicycle. Care for the rocking chair. A dog runs in front of him, and he crashes to the ground. Whoops. And the helmet kind of falls.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did he crack his head?
No. Banged my head.
Well, you see his forehead. It wasn't really protecting his forehead if he hit that road. Go ahead and stand up. So we forgot to do one very important thing when we wear sports equipment. Oh, stay right there for just a second, okay?
What's that for?
You said it's just plain.
Zion, what do we need to do with this helmet to make sure it works right?
Try to see if it fits you.
We need to make sure it fits us, don't we? So when you get your sports equipment or a helmet for a bicycle, you need to put it on. Whoops. We need to make sure the straps are tight. And the way you can tell if it's tight enough, chin up, I don't want to pinch it, is you put 2 fingers under the strap. Can you put 2 fingers under there? Right there. Okay, you want only 2 fingers to go under that strap. If you can put 3 or 4, it's too loose. So when you get a helmet, or if maybe you need to borrow one, fix your straps so that they keep the helmet on tight to protect your head.
How do you know it was my size?
So, listening ears right now. So we've talked about how we can keep our brains safe We talked about how we have a skull, cerebral spinal fluid to protect our brain. Now let's look at what we can do to keep our brain healthy. Hansel, can you think of something we can do to keep our brain healthy?
Do an exercise.
We can exercise, exactly. Layla, can you think of something else? When we get done with this lesson, where are we going to go? So what can we do? How does that help? Excuse me, Layla is sharing with us right now. We eat food to keep our brain healthy, don't we? And we make sure you eat healthy food. The cafeteria is not going to be serving Doritos for lunch.
Doritos.
So eat healthy food so you'll be ready to come into school and do your learning.
No candy.
We're
I love candy.
listening right now to Miss Thompson. So let's think of something else that we do to keep our brain healthy. Every night when it starts getting dark, we do something that helps keep our brain healthy.
Looking at the moon?
Hold on. Wait for me to call a name. Maddie? Can you-
Sleeping.
We sleep. So every day we need to eat healthy and we need to sleep to make sure we can keep our brain healthy. So now I'd like to do an activity with you all, and I'm going to do part of it here and then tell you some parts of the activity you can do at home or after school. Michaela, could you come and help me for just a second? So what I want us to do is we're going to look at how our brain will take a picture with this eye, and our brain will take a picture with this eye, and then it puts it together and we only get one picture. So
No, we get two eyes.
when you get home, what I'd like you to do is we're going to locate an object. Okay, how about if we